And for the rest of you tuning in, again, go check it out. Very interesting ideas there. You might want to see some. I'm just going to go to some of the top ones, and it's interesting. You know, people used to do eBay, right? And let's say you've got, I don't know, $100, $500. You're like, okay, am I going to make money back at this? That's the part of the equity part that you want to think about. So it's almost like a buy-in. You say, okay, well, what's the possible return of the money that you're going to invest? And this is something that, again, is much better, in my opinion, to do than Kickstarter. If you've got, and I've seen companies where I've talked to business owners, they go, well, why would I want to give equity to other people? I'm like, it's better than being like a public company. You could be a private company and say, look, you could say, look, here's a return on it. They go, no. I want to do Kickstarter. I could just give away products and stuff. I don't want like to give them a percentage. You go, are you going to stay small? I mean, in my head, I tell them this, but maybe I need to tell them this in person. But that's just my opinion on that. Let's see. Algenia says, be a game changer with strategic, workable plans, include Almighty God in everything we do. I've learned over the years. Very true. And then says a good guy, Mark. Him and Mark, sweethearts. Again, talking about the angel investors that are there and doing some pretty cool stuff. But if you get to see some of these ideas, I'm just going to show you again. You know, some people usually like go to eBay, right? And or Kickstarter and or Indiegogo. And I know because we've raised funds via Kickstarter for like a short film project, right? You know, with the promise of putting this out and getting this. I've helped people through social media get at least, you know, at minimum, I think it was, what was the amount that was, I think it was like 5,000. I can't even remember how much it was, but I remember when this came out, I said, this is so much better because then somebody at least gets some money back versus just a cool t-shirt or a quick, not that that's a bad thing, but there's a lot of work to do on that. This is a great thing to go from next level to another level. So I'll give you an idea. Let's go back to this really quick. And let me just show you again. I'm excited about this because this is the type of thing that if you're a business or an entrepreneur and you want to go next level, but you kind of hit a rock, like, you know, sometimes people go, why don't you just go to a bank? Sometimes businesses don't go to banks because sometimes banks just don't get it. They see the hard math numbers, but they don't know how to invest the money properly. And so sometimes it just doesn't happen. But some of these need a lot more than that. So look at some of these. Parallel Flight Technologies, 3.17 million raised, about 2.4 thousand investors, or so 2,400 investors with $500 minimum investment, right? To me, would I do this or would I, you know, put it towards stock? I don't know. But this is cool when you get to see the ideas and say, okay, well, what are you going to do with it? Let's scroll down a little here, and you could term it by progress, right? In progress, completed campaigns. You can do all industries. Here are all the industries: advertising and marketing, agriculture, art, biotechnology, business to business, clean technology, consumer internet, consumer products, data analytics, design, e-commerce, education, electronics, film and video. What? Gaming. What? Health tech. Okay, so all this stuff. Media. Look at that. I happen to be in media. Who knew? Social media, technology, right? So all of these you could term it on, and then most funded. So let's go to closing soon, right? Because these are the ones that really are either and what I love is always to look at the ones right before they close, because I go, okay, how many people actually bought into it? That means that there's growth, room for growth. And then which ones would I agree on? Okay, so here's 151 investments, right? And these are all vetted through this online. First of all, to offer equity crowdfunding, you got to go through a lot of steps and a lot of procedures. So it's not like, oh, I got a great idea and let me just throw it up and go, well, what's your return? What's all that? You got to know your stuff. But look at this, 15 hours left on this one, SoulGuard, which looks like they upcycle ocean plastic into premium consumer goods. And it's closing today. So they got 15 hours left, 866,000 raised with 830 investors already there. Is that something to look at? Let's go all the way to the next one. Learnt, which is an online AI-powered tutoring platform, has 2 days left, has already 208 investors, 160,000 raised. That's a lot of money raised online, right? with hopes that when it gets to what it's got to do, you of course it's borrowed money. It's called, okay, thank you for that. Let's turn in an investment. Here's your return, and there you go. But sometimes you got to go next level, and you got to do that the right way. Grady's Cold Brew. It's a New Orleans style cold brew. Some of you may have seen this, or some of you may not have. $1 million already raised. Actually, let's go to that one because that's probably the top one of all of these. Right. Okay. So here's a perfect example. 1,200 investors, $1.18 price per share. Okay. $2.99 is the minimum investment. The valuation is 12.8 million. So they've done all the numbers for you. You just have to understand how that works. Grady's Cold Brew brings gourmet coffee shop quality cold brew to your fridge with an affordable, convenient, and highly customizable concentrate that will satisfy coffee snobs and novices alike. They've got the reason to invest. They've got all their marketing there. Some of you may have saying like, wait, I've seen this stuff. I love this stuff. It tastes good, right? And you just love what the company's doing. What do they need to do? What are they going to do with it? It's all right here. They have all their numbers from grassroots to national channel distribution. They made huge strides. That's why you see them at Whole Foods, Walmart, national distributors. So this is one that you go, I can go and drink this and see if I actually like it. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't tried this particular one, but all the information is there. You could research it. You could say, okay, maybe I have a few $100. I want to invest it. Why not? Okay, be part of something pretty cool, pretty big. So that's one. And then you've got this one. Look at this one, Nightscope. This one just looks cool. Okay, whether it's cool or not. Let's see. Previously crowdfunded 43 million. Well, I just need one of these in my life. How come I don't have one? 10 million has actually been in. Oh, it's a security robot, fully autonomous security robot. Nightscope builds autonomous security robots in Silicon Valley that are patrolling the country to secure the places you live, study, work, and visit. I just like the cool Tron look that they have of it. Can I get that? Let's see, $500 minimum investment, $10 price per share. There's already 7,005 investors doing this. And then you can check out the video that they have, right? And see their pitch right there. So there he is. Look, Nightscope. Come on. Talk about technology going forward. CEO William Santana Lee, again, using this, again, looking at, private funding, which is possible. Oh, I've seen some of these. So look at that. How cool is that? You could be on the forefront of pretty cool stuff there. So, they got to put the video together, make sure it makes sense for people, and autonomous vehicles, 328 million Americans, of course, needing security around the world, 2 million law enforcement officials. That's some of the pitch. What are you going to do with the rest of it? So there you go. Doesn't that make you kind of like, go, wait, what? I could put with the $500, I could invest in a company like this? Who knew? And I've seen those patrolling. You wonder how they get their money. There you go. So very interesting. But there you go. So there's all kinds of companies like that, which technically you can do right there. Let's see. Stephanie Reese says, I got my stimulus check. I'm putting each envelope for my new tires and bedroom headboard, and then put the rest in savings for my small business, right? Which is media, right? You do media. And so there you go. We appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So if you're just joining us again, you missed a really good show, but you can always rewind and or share it. Kevin O'Leary, again, from one of the Shark Tanks. I will say this Shark Tank is one of, I think, among the very first Shark Tank members, right? If not the first in the American version, because if you start in Europe or in Britain, and I love that version as well, very cool. But again, has made some great strides from Shark Tank. Now you can check it out online at StartEngine.com, which is not exactly the same as going on live television and or recorded television, but it's still nerve-wracking, guaranteed. Okay, so if you've got a pitch, you got to fine tune it. You got to make sure you can pitch it in as little as 30 seconds to a minute, because they call that the elevator pitch, right? Make sure you get it. If you've got a film and or TV or some type of media package, I've asked so many people, they go, well, I've got this great idea, because I used to pitch scripts, right? I used to pitch and try to raise money. And they say, they give you 3 to 5% founding money to be able to do this. I pitched several ideas. I had to learn to get it so tight and fast so I could get to the investor. And I remember getting investors to the particular script and or project, and then it falling flat on its ears because the investor would say, okay, well, we don't want to use you as the director, but we need to use this other person as a director and or a production team. And the person goes, no. I've been working on this for 5 or 8 years. I want my film made. I want to be able to do it. And they may not say it in so many ways, but they're like, but I want to direct it. And then the investor's like, but have you ever directed before? I didn't. I did a short film, but I get bigger people to bring in on this great idea, but I'm investing a big amount. Can you just do it my way? And the person's like, no. If I could publicize those type of events, I would. And I've seen those things go from amazing to flat overnight. And it boggles the mind of how people can be so tight on some things. And so I used to get to a point where people go, well, would you pitch my project? I go, well, let me ask you this. I cut through to the chase now. I asked a very hard number math because it's a lot of work to pitch your idea to other potential investors, because you're putting your name on the line going, okay, hey investor, because I know some pretty big investors, and you say, look, this is the idea. They're like, okay, well, all right, okay. And I one time almost raised at least 300,000 like that, but then the guy was like, it needs to be more saucy. It just didn't make sense to the investor, but the other person wasn't making sense to them because they're like, no, put me in front of them. I go, I guarantee you, I need to know what it is, but no, put me in front of them. I go, okay, well, we're going to do a 3-way call. Did the 3-way call. Within 15 minutes, the investor says, I just can't invest in that. The guy's all over the place. I said, I apologize. I'm sorry. We'll talk another time. Have a good day. And so sometimes I'm just like, no, you don't get it. So I think that's my question from now on. I'm just going to cut through to the chase. Look, because you have to ask the simple, hard facts. And sometimes people go, no. They try to snow you, right? Meaning, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's got like a quick turnaround. So I've been, my point is this. When it came to people and or writers that want to write and then direct, I always tell them right off the bat, okay, so let's say I had the money for you right now. Are you willing to, again, get writing credit and or screenplay credit and or produce credit, but we're going to put another director in, and you may not even like them as a director, but you're able to somewhat vet them. Are you willing to do it? Yes or no? And then they think about it. They go, well, I kind of wrote it so I could direct it. Good. Then go crowdfund the money and do it yourself, because I'm telling you, I'm not going to invest my time in on this and then have it too there. I've done it 3 times where I've lost so much time invested because they never pay you at first to get the person. So to get the investor. So you lose out on all that time with the potential of, now I remember one person wanting to raise $60 million for a film project, would offer, 5%, of the amount raised. And I'm like, that's a pretty good investment. Unless you're the person that goes and makes the investors feel uncomfortable because they're women investors and you're asking them all out on a date. And one of them happens to be engaged. You don't do that. Lost out on a big deal. $60 million for a film. Don't do that type of thing. Okay. I had to walk away from that person. I was just like, are you kidding me? Don't be that person. Okay. Don't be that person that puts your own project in harm's way. But there you go. That's just all I'm going to say about that. But there you go. Nobody knows of those things behind the scenes. So I remember one time I said, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to raise money for any other films, indoor projects. I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own radio and or TV show. Then I know when I'm ready to go, we'll go to the next level. But I just did. So there you go. So sometimes you have to invest in yourself, and that's what I do. So if you're going to invest in yourself, make sure to bring on good people that you can trust, people that have your best interests at heart. And there you go. All right, people, I want to take a huge break. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same channel. Make it a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.